Here's 5 tools you maybe didn't know you needed to kitbash your miniatures. I'm gonna surprise the shit out of you, so you better watch the video until the end because I saved that for last. And because I'm a bitch. Let's start with cutting tools. Starting with the obvious one, you need some clippers, of course, to remove your miniature from sprues, and an X-Acto knife with new blades. I get mine on PK Pro, and I mainly use it to carve plastic and to remove mold line. Just be careful because you might damage your skin. The last cutting tool that you absolutely need if you're kit bashing, and that I wish that I had before, is this little handsaw. I have this one that I purchased from my local hardware store, but I bet you can get something more targeted towards a hobby. Still, this kinda gets the job done. And with this, I avoid things like in my past videos, trying to cut through plastic with different tools, different knives. The second category is putties. It is likely, especially with these new kits, you'll have to cut and rearrange your miniatures, and in order to do that, you'll need some putty to fix the gaps and maybe resculpt some of the parts you cut off. The best putty I can recommend is Milliput Standard. I discovered this from a Travarian video. Basically, he says that Milliput Standard is more versatile, it's the best putty for beginners. You can blend it easily, you can use water instead of Vaseline or something like that. And when it's dry, you can cut it, you can sand it down, you can do whatever you want, which you can't do with green stuff because you get this weird texture like he said in his video. So ditch that green stuff and get some Milliput Standard. The other putty that you'll definitely need if you don't like to cut into your plastic toy is blue stuff. This substance will allow you to create casts of your bits or parts of the miniatures. You just have to put it in some very hot water, and then it becomes soft, and you press the bit onto the blue stuff, and then you slowly fill it in with Milliput. Like Travarian says in his videos, you have to be careful and doing it bit by bit, so every detail on the blue stuff remains on your Milliput. Thank you, Travarian. Very useful video. I will link it. And from here, you can just cut the excess off and just use the parts that you actually need for your project. The last category is miscellaneous, because honestly, I didn't know what to call it. And first we have sandpaper, which is very important to achieve smooth results, especially if you're like me shooting for a golden demon and you want everything to be absolutely perfect. I use these sheets I bought on Amazon. They come in different textures. I personally like these more than the metallic files because usually those are flat and they leave marks, whether this you can work them around the surface. I should try sanding sticks, but meh. And for last, I saved the best tool ever that changed my life for the better, the magic tool. I'm kidding, it's just a tool. It's a Dremel. I bought this on Amazon for like a few bucks, not very expensive at all. It's a little Dremel. They come in different sizes, comes with a lot of different tools. I mostly use it to carve the plastic in a much easier way. If I don't want like a piece of the shield, I will Dremel that away, cut into surfaces, smooth surfaces as well, because it comes with sandpaper as well, so it has multiple uses. It has a drill as well if you want to drill gun barrels or if you want to fix a bust on a plinth. Many functions, and I really love this tool. Like I said, there are plenty of types with different price ranges. Some of them have saw in them, and that could be very useful if you're like working with resin or big stuff, like for example the Titan from Midwinter Minis would be so useful to have a Dremel tool that cuts into the resin. Of course, you have to wear a mask. Those Dremel, they're kind of big, so if you're working with the regular scale, I would just suggest you buy one of these little things, and then if you need an upgrade, you'll upgrade it. I love this because it's comfortable, it's little, the battery lasts forever. It's a good tool. Before you go get creative, watch this other video, you might like it, and bye!